Hello and welcome to Teleislas News, the most relevant and important information of the day.
And pay close attention to the following. According to data issued by the Ministry of Health, in the last hours, a considerable increase of COVID cases was reported in the islands.
According to the daily report of the national government, the department added in the last hours 101 new cases of COVID-19, being this the highest number that has been reported in one day since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic in the islands. With these new figures, the department reached a total of 4,795 COVID cases in total. However, it is worth noting that according to the latest report from the Departmental Health Secretariat as of May 19, 4,367 recovered cases has been reported in the department. The total number of active cases according to this report is 272. However, we will be attentive to the qualifying of the 101 cases reported today to know their current status and location. It is also important to mention that according to this report issued at the local level, as of yesterday, the ICU occupancy rate was 65%, while the number of deceased persons is 74.
Health Secretary Julian Davis gives information on how vaccination has progressed on the island and what stage is coming up next.
At this moment, we have a total of 13,041 doses applied between first and second doses, approximately 7,524 first doses applied, and we have 5,000 and some second doses applied. That means that there are already 5,000 people with their complete scheme, which will allow mitigating the effect of COVID in these people.
The official also talked about the vaccination target on the island and a specific group that will be vaccinated after the current one.
The vaccination goal for San Andres is 44,000 people. Therefore, if it is a double dose vaccine, approximately 88,000 doses should be applied. We are still in the second stage, waiting for the third stage to be open in the next few weeks, which will be people from 16 to 59 years old with comorbidities and members of institutions such as teachers, Ministry of Health personnel, governors, mayors, health secretariat personnel, etc.
It is important to know how the COVID ICU occupation is going, taking into account the COVID figures that have varied in the past few days. The following is useful information to keep you updated.
The Secretary of Health gave an assessment regarding the occupation of the COVID ICU beds in the department.
Tenemos la ocupación de las camas UCI.
We have 64% occupancy of the ICU beds, which means that of the 17 beds available, we have 11 occupied. On the assigned floor, we still have 24 people who are hospitalized by COVID. And today, the equipment provided by the Ministry of Health is arriving. That will allow us to increase the capacity of ICU beds due to the increase in the peak.
The Secretary of Health also spoke about some of the transfers that have been taking place in the department for COVID patients.
There have been transfers. A corridor was activated to make transfers of patients who are not as complicated, but who had some degree of comorbidity and were going to need higher level care. This is how this week approximately 15 to 16 transfer has taken place.
And in other news, at the Senate chamber, the third debate of the bill that seeks to declare the island architecture of archipelagos as national heritage was held.
It was approved unanimously in the third debate of the Sixth Commission of the Senate, the bill that seeks to declare intangible cultural heritage of the nation, the typical architecture of the island, that is, design and construction of buildings, monuments that represent the ancestral culture of the racial people of the archipelago of San Andres, Providence, and Santa Catalina. This bill was proposed and presented by the representative to the chamber, Elizabeth J. Pang, and her party.
I want to thank God because today we have obtained the approval in the third debate unanimously of the 4 debates that is programmed for this project to become law of the nation. This project is timely and consists of declaring intangible heritage of the nation to the construction of the typical houses and typical architecture of San Andres. It is really a very timely project. It is a project that at this moment is going to meet the needs that San Andres has, and it is a project built with a vision for the community. Along with the Ministry of Culture and with the Legislative Work Unit of each one of the speakers and the Legislative Work Unit of the Representative J. Pang, that at this moment we say thank you for having contributed and for having supported this project as it is declared unanimous in the third debate.
This bill will pass to the fourth debate in the Senate of the Republic. If approved, it will become a law of the nation, which will seek to preserve the architectural heritage of the Raizal people. Likewise, the state will have the power and the constitutional legal duty to safeguard these houses.
And members of the Raizal Youth Organization are working for the economic activation of the department through initiatives that seek creativity and innovation of young islanders. The islander and Raizal Grayburn Livingston tells us more about this initiative.
The swap pitch competition seeks businesses' idea that people on the island have as an alternative to the economic reactivation of the department. From now on, young people and all those interested can get ready to present their ideas on June 1st. The day of the application opens.
This initiative basically is a result of my internship with Idea Foundry, which is an organization from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, with a try organize one pitch competition or a business idea competition, where we invite all the community. Principally, we want to focus on youth, but anybody who have an idea can participate in the process. The first part of June, we have made some workshop around how to better this idea if we can present it.
This is the first pilot initiative to be launched. Any people will be able to participate at the beginning of this project. The business's idea will be improved by means of the consultancy. From June 19 to June 30, the finalists will be selected, and on June 30, the call will close.
The three categories, we got the agriculture, marine ecology, and rural economies. When we refer to rural economy, the all the fair table and fruit table and the people that are in the rural section of the island, like St. Louis and Pandy Hill, where they do something active to win money. And the marine ecology, it's anything we have to do with the sea, with the environment, with the fishing and things like that.
In addition, there will be 6 winners, 2 for each category, and the grand final will be on August 20 of 2021 year.
Ponte al día con tu tecnomecánica. Ten presente la fecha de vencimiento de este. Haciéndolo proteges tu vida y la de los demás. En la vía, abraza la vida. Una campaña de la Agencia Nacional de Seguridad Vial y el Ministerio de Transporte.
And now we continue with all information from our sister islands of Providence and Catalina. After the events that occurred yesterday in the Old Town sector and the denouncements made by the community, the CESYP commander made a statement on the process that is being carried out.
In an interview with Teleislas News, the commander of the CESYP informed that yesterday a meeting was held with the mayor, the governor, and the different institutions involved in the situation with the Fisherman Federation in search for solutions. He asked the community for patience since he said it's a legal process that requires time.
Aquí hay unos compromisos.
Here there are some commitments that must be solved legally, and we are working on that. The mayor is reviewing, and we are looking for a solution. We have no intention of confronting the community. It is not our intention. We are in that property, which is a property of the institution, with some temporary humanitarian tents as well.
On the other hand, he explained that the camp is temporary and humanitarian since the Coast Guard has no other place to stay.
El proyecto de la estación de guardacosta.
The Coast Guard Station project is suspended. The project exists but has not started as yet. There is no contracting. There is nothing. It is suspended by order of the Commander of the National Navy. I would like to reassure the Fishermen's Cooperative that there is no project, so they do not have to worry that anything is going to be built there.
In terms of the revised solution, the commander said,
One of the
solutions is to look for another place to build. It is a possibility, and I hope it can happen as soon as possible, because I really believe that the most practical solution for everyone would be for us to leave this space that has generated so much controversy.
Crab Cay is closed as part of the McBean Lagoon National Natural Park. The island is also in the process of recovery. The announcement was made once again by the park director, as some people have wanted to visit the place.
Crab Cay has been closed since the hurricane. This was emphasized by the director of the McBean Lagoon Park, who reports that the quay is in a process of recovery and its infrastructure is still totally destroyed.
La infraestructura de Crab Cay
Crab Cay's infrastructure was totally destroyed with the hurricane, and there is no security to visit that area. That is why the determination is that no one can visit the quay until we can recover the infrastructure and some of its vegetation.
Despite the fact that the surveillance process is being carried out by the Coast Guards, boats have been observed trying to visit the quay.
Hemos observado lanchas, tanto.
We have seen boats from the local community as from the contractors and some diving shops. That is why we are concerned, because even though the park is closed, people are going to the quay, and we are worried about the security issues.
Regarding the reconstruction of the infrastructure, the park chief said,
La licitación o la invitación para
the invitation to contract the construction of the infrastructure of Crab Cay with some new adaptations has already been issued, and we are waiting for the bidders to present themselves, and I hope that within a month we will be able to start with the work.
The park is finishing the construction of a nursery in order to recover the vegetation of the different quays in that natural reserve.
Cuídate y cuida a los demás en las vías. En la vía abraza la vida. No tomes mientras manejes. Un mensaje del Ministerio de Transporte, Agencia Nacional de Seguridad Vial.
And now we continue with Victor Fusalva and all the sports news of the department.
Hello, here are the best sports of the island. The Caribbean Storm Cimarrones and the Hurricanes team presented a positive assessment with a classification to the second round of the Professional Basketball League. Their classification leaves a positive assessment for the Islanders, who were ranked 6 and 7 in the standings for the first eliminatory phase of the Colombian Professional Basketball Tournament. In the second round, the Hurricanes will be facing the Motilones del Norte, who ranked second, while Caribbean Storm Cimarrones will be facing the Cafeteros of Armenia, who ranked third in the standing position. We spoke with Hurricane coach Victor Hooker, who gave us his assessment.
Well, we compared the first part of the objective where we classify, declassify. In Mesa, several things where we have several problems we have in Caribbean. We have, well, we try to go through and they try to make it bring us down. It's not easy because this the second part of the tournament now you know definitely which team are back up or they want to rearm back if you can face one another. And well, you know, sometimes on be all time, but I think the way there's a team they want to beat now. The boy them we come and play. Then they do their job, and you know, little bit minute them or remove plenty minute they give them, then they comply with their function, and that's the idea, no. They work Kevin Mosquito way, one of we play them with say they work excellent, and we hope well the coach continue giving minutes them. Think execute the game and improving the game.
Hooker emphasizes that the idea is to continue doing things well in order to advance for the second round. Next June 12th and 13th, a national dominoes tournament will be held in the city of Valledupar, organized by the Full Dominoes Foundation of Colombia. The idea of this tournament is to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Full Dominoes of Colombian Foundation, and at the same time the players who will represent Colombia in the next World Championship to be held in the United States will be qualified. Miguel Alfredo Acuña extends his invitation to the players of the insular archipelago.
This June 12th and 13th, you all will arrive from June 11th. The event will be on June 12th and 13th in Valledupar, on the way to the World Championship in the United States. The tournament is on track. The situation of the country is not the best, but so far the event is confirmed. I hope that you do not miss it, that you make it possible to be here, that you are training, and above all, that you will win that title just as you won the medal in the Central American Games. Swing the bat and go and represent Colombia in the World Domino Cup in the United States. I will be waiting for you.
Athletes of the Big Boys Domino Club of the Central Baptist Church continue their training, looking forward to represent the island in these upcoming tournaments.